I realized she was cheating on me 5 seconds after I answered a phone call that wasn't meant for me. That's all it took. 5 seconds. 5 seconds that split my life into a before and after. 5 seconds that shattered 7 years of love, trust, and naive certainty. The call came in at 2:17 a.m. Her phone lit up on the nightstand. I reached for it without thinking. She was asleep on my chest, her breath warm, peaceful, familiar. I thought it was her sister or her mom, maybe an emergency. But the name on the screen wasn't a woman's name, it was a man's. And the first thing I heard wasn't hello, it was I miss you. Are you alone? My world didn't crack, it detonated. And what makes this story epic isn't just the betrayal, it's everything that happened after. The night of the call. The phone vibrated a second time, as if daring me to answer again. I looked at her peacefully sleeping, innocent, unaware that her other life was bleeding into mine. I stepped into the hallway and whispered, "Who is this?" A pause, a faint chuckle, then a calm, confident voice. So, he finally picked up. Those words hit harder than any confession she could have rehearsed. I didn't yell, I didn't break the phone. Instead, I felt something scarier, a cold, numbing clarity, because in that moment, everything began to make sense. The secretive smiles, the late-night work, the sudden tears she blamed on stress, the way she guarded her phone like it contained nuclear codes. I hung up, and just stood there, feeling like a ghost in my own life. When she woke up and saw me holding her phone, her entire face shifted, not from guilt, but from fear, real fear. Fear of losing the life she had built with me, and the life she had built without me. She didn't deny it, she didn't lie, she didn't scream, she whispered, "I didn't want you to find out like this." That sentence alone was a confession, a story, and a funeral all at once. What followed was not a breakdown, it was an unraveling. She talked, and the more she talked, the more epic, twisted and heartbreaking the story became. This wasn't a one-night mistake, this wasn't drunken stupidity. This wasn't a moment of weakness, this was a double life. It started a year earlier, one message, then two. Then he just understands me, then lunches, then nights, then weekends, she claimed were girls' trips. She told me he made her feel alive, that with him she wasn't the quiet, responsible, organized girl she thought she had to be with me. With him, she was reckless, risky, spontaneous. With me, she was safe, stable, predictable. "You were my home," she said. He was everything I was afraid to admit I wanted. Home, wanted. Two words that clashed in my mind like thunder. She said she loved me. She also said she loved him. And I realized something terrifying. She wanted both lives. The stable one, and the thrilling one. But the world doesn't work like that. Love doesn't stretch forever. She had to choose. So I gave her the hardest, coldest sentence I've ever said. Choose him. Or choose me right now. She cried, begged, collapsed to her knees. But tears are not choices. Panic is not clarity. After hours of silence, shaking, pacing, she finally said, "I choose you." And in that moment, I felt nothing. Because her choice didn't erase what she had already chosen 100 times before. People think cheating ends at the confession. It doesn't. The real battle begins afterward. The nights she can't sleep without shaking. The mornings you wake up wondering if she's texting him again. The triggers, songs, streets, jokes that used to be normal, but now hit like grenades. Healing isn't a straight line, it's a war, and the worst part, healing requires the one who broke you to hold the pieces while you shake. He tried to contact me, first with apologies, then with accusations, then with anger. He said she still wanted him. He said she cried for him. He said I was second place. I didn't reply, not once. Because sometimes silence is the most powerful sentence in the world. Months passed. Therapy, conversations, fights, rebuilding, relapses. We tried, we worked, we bled for it. But one night, during one of our long talks, she said, "I missed the way he made me feel, but I missed the life we had too." And I realized something. I wasn't fighting for us anymore. I was fighting for the memory of us. For the version of her that no longer existed. And that night, I chose myself. Leaving wasn't epic. It wasn't dramatic. It wasn't cinematic. It was quiet, peaceful, like stepping out of a burning building and realizing you can finally breathe. The world felt bigger. My chest felt lighter. I didn't cry. Not because it didn't hurt, but because pain wasn't new anymore. Freedom was. It took months to feel normal, to trust again, to laugh without flinching, to look at my reflection and not see the man she broke. But eventually, slowly, Painfully, beautifully. I rebuilt myself. Not the old version. Not the broken version. A new one. A man who learned that betrayal doesn't define you. It reveals you. It reforges you. It remakes you into someone stronger than you ever realized. A few months after I left, someone knocked on my door. It was him, the guy she cheated with. Not angry, not smug, just tired. "Can I come in?" he asked. We talked calmly, surprisingly maturely. He told me he never wanted things to get this bad. He thought that if I walked away, maybe I'd find something better for myself. He even thanked me for leaving with dignity. When he left, I realized I didn't hate him. The conflict was over. And that strange conversation gave me a sense of closure I didn't expect. After seeing him, the past started creeping back. Mutual friends, random messages, her face popping up online. Old fears resurfaced. What if everything repeats again? We tried talking again, but carefully, like walking on thin ice. Every conversation felt fragile. One evening she brought a letter she had written to herself during her lowest moment. I read it, no excuses, just honesty. "Give us a chance," she said quietly. I answered, "Okay, but it won't be easy." She nodded. We both knew the truth. Nothing about this would ever be easy. We started small, weekly, honest talks, lists of what hurts and what helps, clear boundaries. We learned to speak calmly and listen fully. Old wounds opened sometimes. I needed space. She needed reassurance, but we kept going. Little rituals, Sunday breakfasts, walks without phones, slowly stitched us back together. It wasn't a romantic movie. It was hard, deliberate work. A year later, life tested us again. She got a job offer in another city. A real fresh start, but also a risk. "I want to be with you," she said, not out of fear of losing something, but because I choose this. We took the risk and moved together. The move wasn't simple, but it felt like a gift. New city, new routines, new space for us to grow. We left the old walls, and some of the old ghosts behind. 2 years passed. We didn't return to who we used to be, and that's a good thing. We changed. I became someone who can speak about pain. She became someone who can admit her weaknesses. We're not perfect, but we're honest. In the evenings, we sit on the balcony and watch the warm lights and the windows across the street. The silence between us isn't empty anymore. It's comfortable. She takes my hand. I hold hers back. The pain is still part of our story, but it's no longer the center of it. We move forward slowly, consciously, together.